Hey there, fellow soil enthusiasts. Welcome back to Soil Sage Chronicles, where we dig deep into the mysteries beneath our feet. Today, we're tackling one of the most fundamental yet often overlooked aspects of successful gardening: soil pH testing. If you've ever wondered why your neighbor's tomatoes are bursting with life while yours seem to struggle despite identical care, the answer might literally be right under your nose, or rather, under your plant's roots. I'll be honest with you. When I first started gardening 15 years ago, pH was just another confusing acronym that made my eyes glaze over. But here's the thing. Understanding and testing your soil's pH is like having a secret key to unlock your garden's true potential. It's the difference between gardening with a blindfold on and gardening with clarity and purpose. Before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why this matters so much. Soil pH isn't just a number on a scale. It's the gatekeeper that determines whether your plants can actually access the nutrients you're providing them. Think of it this way. You could be feeding your plants the most expensive nutrient-rich fertilizer on the market, but if your pH is off, it's like trying to drink through a straw with holes in it. Most garden plants thrive in slightly acidic to neutral soil, with a pH range between 6.0 and 7.0. When your soil strays too far from this sweet spot, essential nutrients like iron, phosphorus, and nitrogen become locked up in the soil, unavailable to your plants, no matter how much you fertilize. I learned this lesson the hard way when my blueberry bushes refused to fruit for 3 years straight. Turns out they needed much more acidic soil than I was providing. The pH scale runs from 0 to 14, with 7 being neutral. Numbers below 7 indicate acidic soil, while numbers above 7 indicate alkaline or basic soil. Here's what I want you to remember. Each whole number represents a 10-fold change in acidity. So soil with a pH of 6 is 10 times more acidic than soil with a pH of 7. This means even small changes in pH can have dramatic effects on your plant's health. In my experience working with gardeners across different regions, I've noticed that most soil problems stem from pH issues rather than nutrient deficiencies. Your soil might be rich in phosphorus, but if the pH is too high, your plants simply can't access it. It's like having a full pantry but losing the key to the door. Digital pH meters are my go-to recommendation for serious gardeners who want accuracy and convenience. These electronic devices give you precise readings and are surprisingly affordable these days. I use a 3-in-1 meter that measures pH, moisture, and light levels. It's become an indispensable tool in my gardening arsenal. To use a digital meter, you'll want to take several readings from different areas of your garden. Insert the probe about 4 inches deep into moist soil, wait for the reading to stabilize, and record your results. I always test in at least 5 different spots because soil pH can vary significantly even within a small garden bed. The key to getting accurate readings is ensuring your soil is properly moist, but not waterlogged. If your soil is too dry, the meter won't work effectively. If it's been raining heavily, wait a day or two for excess water to drain before testing. pH test strips are perfect for gardeners who want reliable results without the investment in electronic equipment. These work similarly to the pH strips you might remember from high school chemistry class, but they're specifically designed for soil testing. The process is straightforward but requires a bit more hands-on work. Mix a soil sample with distilled water to create a muddy slurry, let it settle for about 10 minutes, then dip the test strip into the liquid portion. Compare the resulting color to the chart provided with your test strips. I've found that test strips are particularly useful when testing multiple garden beds, or when introducing friends to soil testing. They're inexpensive enough that you can afford to test frequently throughout the growing season, which I highly recommend since pH can shift over time. While home testing methods are excellent for regular monitoring, I encourage every serious gardener to invest in professional soil testing at least once every few years. Your local extension office or private soil testing laboratories can provide comprehensive analysis that goes far beyond just pH. Professional tests will give you detailed information about nutrient levels, organic matter content, and specific recommendations for your soil type and intended crops. When I had my soil professionally tested for the first time, I discovered that my nutrient deficiency problems were actually caused by excessive phosphorus levels that were blocking iron uptake, something I never would have figured out with home testing alone. Timing matters when it comes to soil testing. I prefer to test in early spring before planting and again in late fall after the growing season ends. This gives me a clear picture of how my soil changes throughout the year and helps me plan amendments for the following season. However, there are specific situations that call for immediate testing. If you notice widespread yellowing of leaves, poor plant growth despite adequate water and fertilizer, or if you're planning to establish new garden beds, it's time to break out your testing equipment. Once you have your pH readings, the real work begins. If your soil tests between 6.0 and 7.0, congratulations, you're in the ideal range for most garden plants. But don't assume this means you can ignore pH forever. Soil conditions change over time due to rainfall, fertilizer applications, and decomposing organic matter. For acidic soil, below 6.0, you'll need to raise the pH using lime. I prefer pelletized limestone because it's easier to spread evenly and works more gradually than powdered lime. For alkaline soil, above 7.5, you'll need to lower the pH using sulfur or organic materials like peat moss and pine needles. Here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. pH adjustment is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to make dramatic changes all at once. Aim to adjust your pH by no more than 0.5 points per season. Gradual changes are gentler on your plants and soil ecosystem. After years of testing soil in various conditions, I've learned some tricks that significantly improve accuracy. Always clean your testing equipment between samples to avoid cross-contamination. And use distilled water rather than tap water when mixing soil samples, as tap water can affect pH readings. Even experienced gardeners sometimes get confusing or inconsistent results. If your readings seem wildly different from what you expected, don't panic. First, double-check your testing technique and equipment calibration. Make sure you're testing actual soil, not mulch or compost that might be sitting on top. Understanding and testing your soil's pH is one of the most valuable skills you can develop as a gardener. It transforms you from someone who gardens by guesswork into someone who gardens with knowledge and precision. The difference in your plant's health and productivity will be remarkable, I promise you that. Ready to unlock your soil's secrets? Grab a pH testing kit and start exploring what's happening beneath the surface. Your plants will thank you for it, and you'll wonder why you waited so long to start testing. If this guide helped demystify soil pH testing for you, smash that subscribe button and share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to take their growing game to the next level. Until next time, keep digging deeper with Soil Sage Chronicles.